you settled in, because I'm just going to chat. You know, the pheasants are getting ready to roost. It's at least 2.5 hours till dark. Anyway, Britain is unique. On one side, we have the warm Gulf Stream that comes up, and on the other side, we have the freezing Siberian fronts. And in the middle, where they meet, is Britain. So it's no wonder then that we have one hot tap and one cold tap. Now I know most countries laugh at this, but there's actually a really good reason for it. And of course, I would know that, wouldn't I? The reason is quite simple, and that is one of the tanks was actually uncovered, and I'm pretty sure it was the hot one, because the hot water came in from a cold tank and then got heated up in the boiler and then through to the hot tap. So what it meant was that very often rats would fall in and die, or pigeons, or something could easily fall into it and die. And that's why they're on separate taps, because they come from a different tank. I mean, nowadays they all come from the same tank, so it doesn't matter anymore. The cold water comes in and then gets heated up or goes straight to the cold tap, and that's what it's about. That is why we have two different taps, because we had two different tanks. Now the other thing that we get laughed at for is our inability to cope when it's snowing. Well, the reason is quite simple, and that is we don't get enough of it because of the Gulf Stream. We don't have it. It's not like we have a month, we maybe have a few days, maybe. Some years we don't have any snow, or we have snow that lasts like a day. So there's no need to change from summer tyres to winter tyres, or put chains on your car, because we don't have it for that long. There's a few rare occasions, and they're quite famous, like the winter of 63, or was it 62? Winter of 62, isn't it? I mean, if you look at footage about that, I mean, it was quite thick. But it's rare. It's a rare occurrence. So why just saw a big bird. So why spend lots of money and time preparing for something that might not happen this year or next year or 10 years' time? Just deal with it when it happens, is how it's viewed. And the third thing, and that is the design of the houses here. We don't have air conditioning for the same reason. We don't have summers that are that hot that we need air conditioning. We just don't. Even with climate change, we've had a few, but this summer wasn't that hot. We don't have it. So there's no point installing it. It's something else to repair, something else to pay to be serviced, and we don't actually need it because it's very rare that we'd use it. When we do have a heat wave, and heat waves are another thing, because heat waves are based on having a temperature 5 degrees hotter than would normally be expected. That's all. Just because some countries have 40-degree heat, it doesn't apply here. If we had 40-degree heat, that would be that would be a scorching wipeout, because it's all relative. It's not about oh well, Australia gets 40 degrees, so surely the British should be able to cope with it. But it's not about that. That's not what it's about. It's about the whole of it. The whole of our climate is not like Australia. It's not like Iran. It's not like Sweden, even. So there is no point having air conditioning because it's rarely used. And again, that's another reason why our houses are built the way they're built. They're built to stay warm rather than let air circulate, because we live in a very moist, damp, warm-ish climate, really. So there's some things that I've found out over the years, and where people laugh at how we are, it's just based on that, practical things. Admittedly, there are other things that happened after the war, just because they had the men from the ministry do everything, and that fucked up a lot, didn't it? But that's probably another video. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Ta-ra.